On BBC Two now, Billy Preston in concert. Here on One, the news and campaign report. Then at 9:35, 10 minutes later than shown in Radio Times, the Monday film, Sweet Bird of Youth, starring Paul Newman and Geraldine Page. This is BBC One, it's 9:10. This is the news and campaign report. Good evening. Ford workers have decided to stay on strike.
On the near side, but it's Lanzarote over on the right. And as they race now to the final flight, Lanzarote on the right, Comedy of Errors on the near side. Between them it is. Here they come now to the final flight, over it together. Lanzarote just the leader, Comedy of Errors coming after him on the near side. They've got 100 yards to race now, and it's Comedy of Errors on the near side. He's just holding on, or is he? Lanzarote is battling back. They're coming down with 50 yards to go, and Comedy of Errors is going to get there. Comedy of Errors has won. Lanzarote is second.
Now going on from Bold Town, then comes Potentate and Goldie Beg. They have one to go in this, the William Hill Handicap Chase. As they come to it, it's Richard Pittman on Credibility, the leader. Over safely from Bold Town, Potentate running on, and Bold Town stumbled a little there. He's trying to rally, but it's still Credibility in the lead. And now Potentate coming with a run on the near side. But Credibility still, but Potentate being driven along on the near side. And it's Potentate who's going to win this one on the near side for me as they cross the line. Potentate, Credibility, Bold Town.
So they're heading down the far side of Cheltenham in this Arkle race. All of them just about on the bridle, except for Canasta Lad. He's just at the back of your screen here. You can see Jeff King already, his arms going, beginning to pump along. And considering they're the best part of 1.25 miles for home now, I really didn't give too much for his chances.
Then Canasta Lad, then Bramblestown, then Purple. Behind Purple is Churchland, and that's the last open ditch. Then Nantar, and finally Blessed. And at the top of the hill, it's Well Oiled and Benmore. Very little between them. Then Dorlisa and Canasta Lad. Then comes Purple back in fifth. Behind Purple is Bramblestown. As they're at the top of the hill and beginning the rundown now with Well Oiled from Benmore. Then Dorlisa, Canasta Lad, and Purple making very good progress. The Irish challenger on the inside. And little between these five now. Well Oiled, Benmore, Dorlisa, Canasta Lad on the outside, Purple on the inside. Jeff King pushing the favourite Canasta Lad up there towards the outside as they come to the next. And it's Benmore jumps it in the lead front. Benmore and Well Oiled a faller at that one. Benmore from Dorlisa second. Then comes Canasta Lad. Then Purple back in fourth now. And it's Benmore from Dorlisa and Canasta Lad with Purple fourth as they come now.
And this is really why I remember this race more than any other. Because having pushed this horse for the last mile, Jeff King still got plenty of energy in reserve. He's coming round the outside of Michael Dickinson now, and never had any choice about where he was going to go on Canasta Lad, because certainly on a horse like him who's a little bit on the lazy side, a little bit on the slow side, all you've got to do is make sure that you've got somewhere for him to gallop. Comes to the last, gets a little bit close to it, and just made Jeff sit back slightly. And now, I always thought he was getting the worst end of the stick, but Jeff was having none of it. He's caught hold of this horse, really driven him out to the line, and the further he's gone, the better this horse is going.
It's Canasta Lad from Dorlisa, and at the line, Canasta Lad is the winner. Dorlisa is second. Purple may have just got up to be third ahead of Benmore, but that'll be a photo for third and fourth, all right. Very close between them, but Canasta Lad, no doubt.
I had to say, Billy, don't be a hero. don't be a fool with your life. Billy, don't be a hero. Come back and make me your wife.
To the 8th and final flight, a furlong and a half to go. It's definitely between Pitpan and Hilltop. They're jumping the last absolutely together, and Pitpan the better jump of the two, but it's not over yet. In fact, Hilltop is just in front and into the final half furlong, and Hilltop, I think, is going to deny Terry Hare, but he's fighting back and coming strongly, and it's going to be desperately close, and Pitpan's got up and coming to the line. Pitpan gets up and wins the race. That Terry Middlecomb's 900th winner.
And it's Lanzarote from Comedy of Errors, and he's got a long lead, Lanzarote. Comedy of Errors is next. Then comes Calzado, then St. Columbus, and then Yenisei and Moonlight Bay. And coming now to the third last flight in the 1974 champion hurdle, and Lanzarote is well clear of Comedy of Errors. Then comes Calzado, then behind him St. Columbus, Yenisei and Moonlight Bay, and coming to the second last now, and it's Lanzarote with Comedy of Errors, the title holder, closing the gap as they come to the second last. Lanzarote from Comedy of Errors, Lanzarote over Comedy of Errors over second. Not a very tidy jump there by Comedy of Errors, and Lanzarote under pressure, and Comedy of Errors under pressure. And this fast pace of Lanzarote looks as though it may have sapped Comedy of Errors' vitality. He's under pressure, the champion, but there's very little between them now. And as they come to the last, it's Lanzarote on the far side, Comedy of Errors on the near side. There's very little between them. Lanzarote and Comedy of Errors, the two have the race between them, and Lanzarote touches down first, and Comedy of Errors is tired towards the near side. It's Lanzarote who looks as though he's going to take the title away from Comedy of Errors as they race up towards the line. It's Lanzarote, Dick Pittman from Bill Smith on Comedy of Errors, and racing into the final 25 yards, and Lanzarote is going to win it, and coming to the line, Lanzarote is the winner. Comedy of Errors is second, Yenisei is third, Moonlight Bay.
Yet even the humble hamburger has moved into the computer age. This place serves 450 people an hour.
Big Mac, a large order of French fries, a large Coke, and an apple pie.
Your order is taken while you wait and then fed into the computer, which adds up the bill, works out your change and unlocks the till, all in the bat of an electronic eye. This 9-layer gastronomic indulgence is known as a Big Mac. This chain of restaurants alone sells more than 2 billion hamburgers every year. Someone once worked out that if you rounded up all the cattle that have ended up as mince between this company's buns, they'd fill a corral the size of Greater London. Still, it is another way of saving money. An ordinary hamburger costs 10 pence, a Big Mac 24.
Quite a long run to it. Ativo from Gleaming Silver and Adamswell, then Contender, then Banlieue making good progress. And as they come to this one, it's Ativo being pressed by the grey, Gleaming Silver for Ireland. It's Ativo at the moment for England from Gleaming Silver for Ireland. Then comes Adamswell in third. Behind Adamswell is Banlieue making good progress. And now they're rounding the home turn, and they've got one flight left to dump in the 1974 Daily Express Triumph Hurdle. And it's Ativo from Gleaming Silver and Adamswell in the sheepskin nose band putting in a good run. Banlieue's just in behind him. It's Ativo in the lead from Gleaming Silver and Adamswell, then Banlieue, and then Supreme Halo. Ativo opening up now as he comes to the final flight, and the crowd shouting for him here at Cheltenham now as Ativo comes to the final flight, about 3 lengths clear of Gleaming Silver and Banlieue. This is the last flight now. Ativo over, he hits it hard, but he hasn't stopped his impetus, and Ativo now being pressed by Banlieue on the far side, and Banlieue getting up. It's Ativo on the near side, Banlieue on the far side, 150 yards to run. Ativo from Banlieue. Banlieue and Ron Berry making ground on the far side, but Ativo's going to hold him. And at the line, Ativo's the winner. Second is Banlieue. It's a close thing for third. Supreme Halo just third. Then came Gleaming Silver. Behind Gleaming Silver was Barbecue. Behind Barbecue, Tip the Wink. And behind Tip the Wink is Beauregard. And looking back to last place, it was Indian Emperor. And so the result of the 1974 Daily Express Triumph Hurdle is first number 3, Ativo, owned by Peter O'Sullivan, trained by Cyril Mitchell, and ridden by Robert
Tanya Tucker.
Delta Dawn, what's that flower you have on? Could it be a faded rose from days gone by? And did I to meet you here today, to take you to his mansion in the sky. She's 41 and her daddy still calls her baby.
What's the matter with you, for crying out loud? You know, this should be exciting. He said, well, hasn't anybody told you? I said, no. What? He said, well, I've been sleeping with this horse for a week. There'd been a threat to his life. Should he hit the front, he would be shot. Now, you imagine that boy loved that horse, as we all did. And he said to me, get him withdrawn at the start. I said, I can't do that. You know, I cannot do that. If we give in to threats, the whole thing falls apart. So we raced. And this time, Fred said to me, look, play it your way. You come late then. But the horse was so good. Coming down the hill, I was tracking High Ken. Everyone says I'm an idiot for tracking him. I knew what he was, knew very well what he was, and that he was a dodgy jumper. But I was only using him as a shield. And then, second last, the danger fence, I was going to pull out, jump the fence, pull back in, and, you know, get him off the bridle, get him to relax. So much speed there. But, you know, jockeying is all about tactics. And while I'm hauling him in behind High Ken, the Dickler and Captain Christie come down my outside and block my exit route. I mean, this is what the game's all around. Would you believe it? High Ken falls, Pendle is brought down, and you imagine that boy Brooks in the stands thinking, God, the horse has been shot.
Coming to another plain fence, Charlie Potin from Inkslinger, who won 2 races at the meeting last year. And Inkslinger's down. Inkslinger a faller there and only narrowly averted by Pendle. They run down the hill, Game Spirit on the inside, then Pendle, then the Dickler and Captain Christie, and any one of these 5 can win the 1974 Gold Cup. And it's High Ken being pressed now by last year's winner, the Dickler. Then comes Game Spirit, and there High Ken has gone, and Pendle brought down by High Ken there, and he's left last year's winner, the Dickler, in the lead from Captain Christie, and Captain Christie is motoring just in behind him. Game Spirit and Terry Biddlecombe third. Charlie Potin is way back in fourth, and they're the only ones left in the Gold Cup. Dick Pittman's up on his feet all right, so's Bob Davies, and now coming to the second last fence in the Gold Cup, and it's the Dickler being pressed by Captain Christie. The Dickler and Captain Christie land together. Game Spirit back in third, and Captain Christie's going the best. It's Captain Christie for Ireland, and Bobby Beasley and Ron Barry and the Dickler on the far side, and Captain Christie looks as though he'll win it if he jumps it. Captain Christie jumps the last, and he's nearly down. The Dickler regains the lead. The Dickler goes back into the lead, but Captain Christie fighting back, and Captain Christie goes to the front again, and striding up to the line, and Captain Christie's going to win the Gold Cup. And at the line, Captain Christie is the winner, the Dickler is second. And they're away.
Among the back markers is Raymond Holiday, but it's Charles Dickens just in the lead from Pearl of Montreal, Sunny Lad, Straight Falcon, then Rough Silk, then comes Glen Kiln and Spanish Steps and Rough House. Then comes Lescargo going well. Behind him is Falcon Town, then Mr. Collins on Stephen Society going the shortest way on the inner, but Charles Dickens in the lead from Sunny Lad, Lescargo. Behind Lescargo is Pearl of Montreal, and over to Peter O'Sullivan.
Still Charles Dickens from Sunny Lad, Lescargo, Pearl of Montreal. Then Spanish Steps just in behind him with Falcon Town and Straight Falcon and San Falou and Glen Kiln. And coming down to the next, and it's Pearl of Montreal, Charles Dickens, Sunny Lad, Glen Kiln, Spanish Steps, Lescargo. And coming to this fence now, number 13 in the National. And it's Charles Dickens and Pearl of Montreal who touch down together from Sunny Lad, a mistake there by Stephen Society. And coming up towards the next, Pearl of Montreal. They're being hampered by a loose horse, the 2 leaders, Pearl of Montreal and Charles Dickens and Sunny Lad and Lescargo. And then just in behind them, Spanish Steps. And then comes Rouge Autumn. Behind Rouge Autumn is San Falou. Valgan Town right up there. Red Rum going well strongly in the centre of the field there. And coming up to the chair now. And as they do so, it's Charles Dickens with a loose horse perilously near to him. Charles Dickens jumps it, and he's very nearly brought down, but he survives all right. Lescargo jumps it on the inside. Pearl of Montreal just in the lead. And it's Pearl of Montreal as they come to the water from Charles Dickens and Lescargo and Sunny Lad and then Valgan Town. Then comes Spanish Steps. Behind Spanish Steps is Rough Silk. And then San Falou, and then Red Rum, and behind him is Straight Falcon, and then Norwegian Flag. On the inside of Norwegian Flag is Glen Kiln. On the inside of Glen Kiln is Rouge Autumn, and then comes Scout on the outside, then Nerio. Behind Nerio is Stephen Society with Princess Camilla, and then comes Francophile, and then Dunno. Behind Dunno is the cross belts there of Wolverhampton, and as they run down towards the next fence and cross the Melling Road, it's Pearl of Montreal, Vulgan Town, Lescargo, Charles Dickens, Spanish Steps, Sunny Lad, and towards the outside, Vulgan Town, as we rejoin John Hanmer.
And they're almost at the 17th, and it's Pearl of Montreal on the inside from Vulgan Town. Charles Dickens right up with them. Lescargo is close up. All the leaders over that safely. Vulgan Town disputing it with Charles Dickens and Pearl of Montreal. Then comes Straight Vulgan, and Red Rum taking very close order now, last year's winner, as they jump the 18th. And again, all the leaders over safely, except for Straight Vulgan. Straight Vulgan went at that, and it's Vulgan Town from Charles Dickens. Then comes Sunny Lad, Lescargo, Red Rum, then Scout taking close order on the outside. Then comes Pearl of Montreal. Glen Kiln's gone at the ditch, and as they go to the next fence, the 20th, it's Charles Dickens, Lescargo, and Red Rum as we join Julian Wilson.
Vulgan Town, Charles Dickens with the leader over that one from Lescargo with a good pitch on the inside. Red Rum much closer now on the outside. Vulgan Town's in 4th place now. Scout's got a good pitch towards the outside as they come to the one before Beechers. And it's Charles Dickens. Charles Dickens who leads over it from Lescargo on the inside. Red Rum on the outside. Scout is right up there. Vulgan Town's in 5th place as they run down towards Beechers for the second and last time. And as they do so, the leader is now the 1973 winner, Red Rum. Red Rum from Charles Dickens, Lescargo, Scout and Vulgan Town as they jump Beechers, and Red Rum leads over it from Charles Dickens second, Scout is third, Lescargo is 4th, in 5th place Spanish Steps, in 6th place is Vulgan Town, in 7th is Sunny Lad, and 8th on the outside is Rough Silk, and then comes Stephen Society as they jump the 23rd. Red Rum is over from Charles Dickens second, Scout is third, Lescargo is 4th, 5th is Spanish Steps, 6th is Vulgan Town, 7th is Rough Silk as they come to the canal turn where 6 fell the first time, including Rough House, and at the canal turn Red Rum over in front from Charles Dickens second, Scout is third, Lescargo is 4th, Spanish Steps 5th, Vulgan Town is 6th, Rough Silk is 7th, Stephen Society 8th, Sanfaloo 9th, 10th is Sunny Lad, 11th is Princess Camilla as they jump Valentine's, and again Red Rum is over from Charles Dickens second, Stephen Society a bad mistake at that one, Red Rum still in front from Charles Dickens, Lescargo, Scout, then comes Spanish Steps, Vulgan Town and Rough Silk, and these are clear as we rejoin John Hanmer.
And Red Rum's got 4 to jump, and he's 4 lengths in front of Scout, who's under pressure, then Charles Dickens and Lescargo, a gap after that to Spanish Steps, then Vulgan Town, then comes Rough Silk, and Red Rum over the 4th from home in the lead from Charles Dickens, then Scout and Lescargo, Spanish Steps, Vulgan Town, Rough Silk, Sanfaloo and Sunny Lad as they go to the 3rd last. It's Red Rum still out in front of Charles Dickens, then comes Lescargo, then comes Scout who's still under pressure, then comes Spanish Steps, Vulgan Town, Rough Silk, Sanfaloo, Sunny Lad, Dunno and Nerio as they go across the Melling Road. Red Rum in the clear lead from Lescargo, then comes Charles Dickens and Scout and Spanish Steps, and Red Rum in the lead and over to Peter O'Sullivan.
It's Red Rum with Lescargo chasing him now. The 2 top weights, Red Rum from Lescargo, Red Rum for England trying to complete that great double that hasn't been done since Reynoldtown, being pressed by Lescargo now for Ireland. Then comes Spanish Steps improving on Charles Dickens, and then Scout, and behind them Vulgan Town and then Rough Silk. They're coming now to the second last fence in the National, and it's Brian Fletcher on Red Rum being pressed by Tommy Carberry on Lescargo. The 2 top weighted ones at the second last in the National. It's Red Rum with a clear advantage there from Lescargo who jumps it second. Then comes Charles Dickens in third and Spanish Steps 4, and this is the last fence now, and it looks as though Red Rum's only got to jump it, but remember he was deprived of it on the flat last year, or rather he deprived the winner of it last year, and now he's jumped it in the lead, and it's Red Rum and this great local crowd giving him a tremendous ovation. Red Rum from Lescargo, Tommy Carberry trying to close the gap, but he's not going to. They come to the elbow, a furlong to run. He's got a big weight, remember, 23 pounds more than last year, but he's going to hold him. It's Red Rum from Lescargo in second, Charles Dickens third, and Spanish Steps 4, and racing up towards the line, and Red Rum getting the ovation of his career, and Brian Fletcher acknowledging the cheers of the crowd as he comes to the line, the winner of the National.
And gentlemen, Mr. Bruce Forsyth will now lead you in the singing of the traditional Cup final.
Crowd just listening to the loudspeaker announcement, and still from silent, comparatively silent anyway for a moment, as they await the appearance now of a professional entertainer who's probably never faced a bigger audience in live terms. Bruce Forsyth. Attacking the Liverpool end, right in the corner. Nice one, Brucey is the cry.
Nice to see you! To see you! Anybody here from Newcastle? Anybody here from Liverpool? Anybody here from Luton?
And Shanks' army, this Liverpool side, swarming forward now. Hall. Keegan! Goals pay the rent, and Keegan does his share. Keegan found himself with a sort of time and space a striker of his calibre will never waste, or should never waste. And Keegan picked his spot. Joe Harvey is thinking of making the substitution, but Terry Hibbert, in fact, since that first half knock, perhaps really hasn't been himself. Good flick by Toshak to Highway. Could this be two? Yes! Jim Smith's face in the foreground says it all as the Liverpool bench celebrates and the supporters get ready for the party. This played to Tosha at the Highway. He made himself the space. McFall had no hope at all because Highway had it all right. Callahan's available behind Keegan. Beautiful ball to Smith. He didn't have to move to get it. Ball to Smith. It's Highway, Liverpool showing them party pieces. He wasn't offside. Smith. Yes! Keegan second. And Newcastle were undressed. They were absolutely stripped naked. The ball knocked about. A Liverpool movement in which so many players were involved.
Can Harris in the lead from Rainbow Patch, Noble Neptune, then comes Dickersey, then just after Dickersey is Corryburn on the far side of Pattard, just in behind Pattard I can pick out now Devlin's Green, Proud Tarquin, then just after them Ernie Wiltshire, and towards the rear of the field Red Rum, then comes Scout and Moonlight Escapade, and another plain fence. Can Harris, and very nearly down there. Pat had to snatch at that one. He's still in the lead as they come now to an open ditch. Can Harris from Noble Neptune on the inside. Then comes Dickersey, Pattard. Then just in behind them on the far side is Proud Tarquin. And they're all over the necks. And so the field well grouped up together as they swing left-handed on towards the water. Can Harris from Proud Tarquin on the inside. Then comes Rainbow Patch and Noble Neptune. That's the leading four as they go to the water. And once again all safely over that, and they swing now into the far side back to their point of departure. Can Harris still in the lead, being followed by Proud Tarquin. Then comes Rainbow Patch and Dickersey. Noble Neptune improving once again on the inside to be fifth with Vic Sohn. Then on the far side is Corryburn. Lampoon also moving up just in behind the leaders. They in turn are followed by Kildag, and then comes Pattard. After Pattard is only Wiltshire. Then comes Devlin Green and Red Rum as they come now towards the open ditch. And once again all safely over that, and so they're all there as they were, 17 runners as they run now to the next. Another plain fence. Can Harris from Proud Tarquin. Noble Neptune, Rainbow Patch right up on the outside, and just a little bit of mistake there by Noble Neptune. Then just in behind the leaders I can spot there on the far side Dickersey. Then just in behind them comes Ernie Wiltshire. Then comes Corriburn as they come towards another plain fence, and Can Harris continue to lead over that one. And so they completed the fences down the far side, and they still have 2 miles to run. And it's Can Harris in the lead from Rainbow Patch, Proud Tarquin third, then Pattard running on again into fourth, and after Pattard is Dickersea, then comes Noble Neptune. Just in behind them comes Kildagan on the far side of Ernie Wiltshire. Then just in behind them I can spot Red Rum as they swing now into the straight for the second time. 2 miles still to run, and Brian Fletcher now just begin to move up on Red Rum as they jump this one, which will be the last next time round. And so they come up to the winning post on the second time, having jumped 17 of the 26 fences. Can Harris in the lead, being followed by Proud Tarquin, Rainbow Patch, then right against the rails of Noble Neptune. Then comes Lampoon, Dickersea on the outside. Just in behind them comes Kildagan as they go to the far side for the last time, and it's John Oaksey on Proud Tarquin now takes it up from Can Harris. Then comes Rainbow Patch and Lampoon. Then comes Kildagan. Kildagan racing on the far side of Ernie Wiltshire. Then just in behind them, now Red Rum now begin to move up to join the leaders. Red Rum come right through on the rails. He's going to go up into about 4th place, but it's still Proud Tarquin in the lead as they go to a plain fence. Just over a mile to go from Can Harris. Red Rum moving up into 3rd place, and it's Proud Tarquin, Can Harris. Then comes Red Rum over in 3rd place. They're followed in turn then by Kildagan 4, Rainbow Patch is 5, Ernie Wiltshire 6, Quick Reply 7. Then comes Dickersea in 8th place, another plain fence, and the leaders over safely, and it's Proud Tarquin still in the lead, being followed by Can Harris, Red Rum and Kildagan. That's the leading 4. Then there's a gap then to Quick Reply and Rainbow Patch, and so they have one more fence on that far side to take. It's Proud Tarquin in the lead from Can Harris, Red Rum and Kildagan, so they're on the turn for home, and it's Proud Tarquin in the lead from Can Harris, Kildagan, Red Rum and Quick Reply. That's the leading 5. They swing now into the straight on towards the 3rd last. That's the order. Proud Tarquin leads from Can Harris, Red Rum on the inside in 3rd, getting a backhander there by Brian Fletcher. Kildagan on the outside. This is the 3rd from last, and it's Proud Tarquin in the lead. He's up and he's over and joined by Red Rum in the centre. On the near side is Can Harris. That's the leading 3. 2 to go. It's Proud Tarquin on the far side, Red Rum in the centre, Can Harris on the near side. Who's going to lead here? It's Red Rum. Red Rum in the lead from Proud Tarquin on the far side. Can Harris. Quick Reply now running on into 4th place. Then comes Kildagan. They have 1 to go. It's John Oaksey on the far side and Proud Tarquin. Red Rum on the near side, Brian Fletcher. That's the order. And it's Red Rum. What a horse this is. He's going to do it in 1 year. The English Grand National, the Scottish Grand National. And he's running up to the line. And it's Brian Fletcher and Red Rum once again. They win it from Proud Tarquin. Kildagan in 3rd. Can Harris. Quick.
Munich with the cup, World Cup. We'll be running round Munich with the cup, World Cup. We'll be running round Munich, running round Munich, running round Munich with the cup, World Cup.
There, keep it going, keep it going, keep it going. Push your way.
It's not England playing this time, nor Britain either. It is Scotland. And Scotland is on the move to pay a traditional, nationalistic and alcoholic tribute to 11 men in dark blue shirts.
Altogether, 10,000 Scots are expected in Dortmund and Frankfurt, most of them finding their own way there.
Well, as far as I'm concerned, this is not a British side, this is a Scottish side. This is Scotland. I didn't hear it called British when England played in Mexico. So as far as I'm concerned, this is Scotland is there, and I'm very proud to say so.
Do you think they might put a fair showing up next year?
I think so. I think that Scotland belongs to the favourites.
Football has been an exaggerated language of our nationalism. We've tended to make football carry a burden that was wildly excessive. It does seem now that people are beginning to realise that Scotland has to express herself through means other than bun suppers and winning football matches. No game, however great it is in football, is the greatest game in the world, I think, is big enough to carry the personality of a people as formidable as the Scots.
Keep it going. Push your way. Keep it going. Come on.
At the moment, the only distraction the Scottish players have to worry about is from the autograph hunters who wait outside the Queen's Hotel in Largs. The players share the hotel with people on holiday, and there's no need for security. But by the end of next week, when they're installed in an hotel north of Frankfurt, they'll be as closely guarded as the royal family or any presidential head of state.
They're carrying a vast array of luggage, including over a dozen huge hampers with 30 football strips and tracksuits and football boots, etc. And they even have a full physiotherapy unit, including an ultrasonic unit for any special injuries they may get in this preparatory week. It looks like, unfortunately, the old story, because the Scottish team are leaving in the throes of a controversy, this time about money, and there's been a lack of it coming into the pool, and the players are now going to get very, very tough indeed about interviews, filming and formal photography. Perhaps not the best way to prepare for the World Cup. But they don't look like this. They look in tremendous spirits, and indeed, if you look at the spirit and the luggage, you can see that they're prepared for a long stay in Germany.
Of all the fans from the 16 countries in Germany for the World Cup, you can't mistake the Scots. Some have hitchhiked from all parts of Scotland. Some are running short of money already, but they're determined to stay as long as Scotland are in the tournament. Just how much money did you bring with you to come down for the World Cup finals?
£200.
How long was that?
Yeah.
How did you get down here?
We came over with a ferry by car from, was it Dover to Ostend? And we're going back that way after Scotland win the cup.
Jordan's made a move. And through the goalkeeper, 2-0. Jordan timed the run to perfection.
By now, the seedy Kaiserstrasse has become an emigre Socky Hall Street. Respectable German matrons scuttle by with eyes averted.
Here's Joe Jordan, and the keeper says, no, what a miss. Oh, Billy Bremner. It was so near.
Win, lose or draw, the Scottish fans are always loyal. But this morning, round the fire of their campsite in Frankfurt, behind the singing there was keen disappointment that Scotland hadn't already qualified by beating the world champions last night. It means that many fans who only came here for the first two matches will now have to stay on to the weekend if they want to see their side either qualify or be eliminated from the competition. And of course, for some fans, it means that the money is running short.
You can change £10 one day, and the next day it's gone, you know.
Yeah.
It just goes
expensive. But do you think the Scottish fans would stay over here even without any money? If the money
Out along the Paisley Road is Baxter's Bar. Jim Baxter, the most extravagantly talented Scottish footballer of the 60s, runs a pub. On a night like this, homebound Scots gather there to bask in the reflected and retrospective glory of an old pro turned publican.
Scotland so close to the last 8, but now on their way home.
There wasn't much to celebrate, but the Scottish fans made the best of it in Frankfurt last night. Scotland were out of the cup, but they'd scored goals and they hadn't been beaten. Well, up here in the Towners Hills, there is a bit of a morning after feel about the Scottish camp. The team have had a Sunday lie-in, but now they're setting about the business of packing up, ready to go home tomorrow.
magic, you know. And we're delighted, like, you know. I'm sure the boys are very proud. And I hope the people are proud of the way the boys played across there.
And I can say this from the heart. These people back in Germany now, they're very happy that we are out.
By Credo's Daughter and Cuckold, the Dickler and Inkslinger. Those five closely grouped up together as they jump the last of the seven on the far side, and the pressure really on now as they start to make that far turn for the last time. As they do so, it's Proud Target and John Oaksey now kicking on into a couple of lengths advantage from Inkslinger and Cuckold, the Dickler in fourth. Credo's Daughter, she's done her work, she's back into fifth place. Then comes Prophecy, and so they run now towards the pond fence, 3 from home in this, the Whitbread Gold Cup. And it's Proud Tarquin still in the lead from Inkslinger. Then comes Cuckold and the Dickler and Credo's Daughter. That's the leading 5 there, followed by Prophecy. After Prophecy comes Midnight Fury and Potentate. This is the 3rd from home, and it's Proud Tarquin still the leader, but now being strongly challenged by Cuckolder and Inkslinger coming with a run on the outside, the Dickler and Credo's Daughter and Prophecy. That's the leading 6. 2 to go, and it's Proud Tarquin the leader. He's oversaved, but the Dickler closing the ground. And the Dickler now looming up. This is a real danger to Proud Tarquin. And John must be looking across it. Ron Barry, they have 1 to go. It's Proud Tarquin and the Dickler on the near side. And there's little choose between them. They got now this uphill, grueling finish. And it's Proud Tarquin, John Oaksey, holding the Dickler on the near side. Ron Barry, but the race is not over yet. As they run up towards the line, it's going to be a desperately near thing. Proud Tarquin on the far side, the Dickler on the near side, Inkslinger in 3rd, followed home by Credo's Daughter, Cuckolder, Prophecy, Midnight Fury. Potentate comes home next in front of Highland Seal. Then comes Gay Simon, Mr. Reekin, Bentley Boy, Quick Reply, and the last one across the line will be the early leader for just a few fences, Bahia de Doran.
It's Highclere and the chairs are out here at Newmarket. Could this be a royal winner? It's Highclere still and Joe Mercer in the lead, but Polygamy is now being produced by Pat Edery, the favourite coming strongly, racing into the final 150 yards. It's Highclere and Polygamy. It's going to be a photo finish for the 1,000 guineas. That's the line. It's absolutely impossible to separate them. Highclere, Polygamy.
Coming to the 2 furlong marker now, Realistic from Pellead, then Ballyhot, then King Levenstell, then Free Foot making a run towards the stand side, and it's Realistic from Pellead, King Levenstell and Free Foot as they come to the furlong marker now. It's Realistic from Pellead, Boy making good ground over on the far side, and Free Foot making good ground towards the stand side, and it's Free Foot, Lester Piggott just about hitting the front now with Pellead. Free Foot on the near side, Pellead on the far side. Pellead and Free Foot as they race up towards the line. It's Free Foot on the near side, Pellead on the far side, coming up to a photo, but Free Foot and Pellead together with Relay Race in 3rd and Petty Officer 4.
Yes, Free Foot won it, but sadly, last weekend his trainer, the great Harry Ragg, died at the age of 83. As a jockey, he rode 1,700 winners, including 13 classics. As a trainer, he won a further 6 classics. Indeed, he was the only man this century to be champion jockey and a major success as a trainer. Still very much alert and on the ball until his death. He'll be great in this.
From Loretta and Starlit Knight, and Escorial. Leicester's made no move on this filly yet. He appears to be cruising on the outside. He hasn't moved a muscle. They're into the last furlong, and Escorial is going very smoothly indeed. And Escorial has taken up the running, and she's going to win it. She's winning in the style of a very good filly indeed. And coming towards the line, 100 yards left, and Escorial fairly hacks it. Escorial the winner. Loretta is second. Star of the North is third.
A large crowd of diddling enthusiasts are here to cast a critical ear over every diddle. Are diddlers made or are they born, basically?
Well, I would say they're born.
Are they?
Yes, definitely.
But a lot of very, very strong diddlers here today. So it's all now with the judges. Mr. Fraser, the only contestant so far choosing the seated position. And now the crowd rising to what I suppose is a living legend in diddling, Mr. Davy Glenn. And as you can gather, probably backstage, a certain amount of tension growing up now. Who is going to be the world champion? Will Davy Glenn make his comeback? Is there to be a new champion?
A decision on the diddling champion.
In a few minutes now, we'll know. The hall, as you can see, packed solid with people wanting to know who's going to be the 1974 World Diddling Champion.
The winner is Davy Glenn with 62 out of 70.
And Davy Glenn makes a comeback. So the crowd greets the 1974 World Diddling Champion, Davy Glenn.
Half furlongs out in the Oaks, and it's Furioso still the leader from Riverine. Then comes Polygamy, then just in with Polygamy is Mills Bomb, then comes Northern Gem. Dividale running on the outside, 2.5 furlongs out, and it's Furioso still the leader. Then comes Mills Bomb, Polygamy, Dividale on the outside, just in behind them I can see Riverine, and then comes Northern Gem, but they have 2 furlongs to go. And as a saddle went there, it's Furioso on the outside, and have got about 100 yards to go. Polygamy takes up on the near side. Furioso, then still Dividale finishing without a saddler, but Tudor also running on, but Polygamy is the winner. Furioso, Dividale, then comes...
Is Snow Knight in the lead from Imperial Prince and Giacometti, and the result looks surely between those third. Bustino moves in the 4th place, then comes Northern Tate, and Nono Alco's got no chance, and they're running now towards the final furlong, and it's still Snow Knight in the lead from Imperial Prince and Giacometti. That's the leading 3. Then comes Bustino, and in the final stage it's still Snow Knight holding Imperial Prince as they come up towards the line. It's Brian Taylor on Snow Knight in the lead from Imperial Prince. Bustino come along, take 4th place behind Giacometti, and the leading 4 followed by Northern Tate's Mr. Green, Nono Alco. Then comes Radical. Court Dancer finishes next in front of Regular Guy. Then comes Simwai Sin, Arturian, Charlie Bubbles, and the last one to cross the line, Barbary Corsair. As I look back, still 2 more to cross them, and that's Hope of Holland, and finally Grand Orient. And so Snow Knight, who was beaten a short head by Giacometti at Doncaster last autumn, after winning 2 of his 3 previous races, certainly taken revenge with that horse. This year he's been beaten by Bustino in each of his races, and once again he took revenge on another one of the contenders in this, the 195th running of the Derby.
Snow Knight 50-1, 11 Imperial Prince 20-1, 7 Giacometti 5-2, and 4th number 3 Bustino 8-1.
The horse that really stayed out the 1.5 miles really well here this afternoon and did it the hard way, and absolutely, as far as I can see, no hard luck stories. Nothing really got near him in the last 2 or 3 furlongs. A grand win that for English breeding too, with all this international breeding. This one Fast Streak by Fast Streak out of Snow Blossom, number 19, our winner this afternoon, Snow Knight.
do you know about a man called Scaramanga?
The man with the golden gun. He always uses a golden bullet.
This trinket is sent with a note requesting special delivery to you.
I've never seen Mr. Scaramanga. Mr. Bond, this is impossible. I can't...
I can't tell you. You'll kill me.
Who?
Scaramanga.
Roger Moore, back in action in the exotic East as James Bond, 007, on a collision course with the most dangerous man alive. The man with the golden gun.
Hold on, sir.
James Bond, on the job. The girls are willing.
Dreamed about you setting me free.
The pace is killing.
Stay in there, good night. We've got you spotted.
How about a demonstration, boy?
Certainly, sir.
You'll meet old friends and new enemies. It's non-stop Bond. The action is spectacular.
You're not. I sure am, boy.
Reaching a new high for 007.
Bonjour, Monsieur Bond. I am Nick-Nack. Monsieur Scaramanga will welcome you personally.
The target is the highest priced killer in the world. He plays a deadly game, and the stakes are sky high.
Chantilly, Sunday, the 16th of June, 1974, the Prix de Diane.
Racing is an environment in which the Queen can relax, say what she thinks, immerse herself in a world of speed, beauty and equine power, and she can celebrate in the company of like-minded professionals.
It was a fantastic day, and we celebrated afterward, had a couple of bottles of champagne and a sandwich, and then went to catch our plane home, which we'd a private hire. And when we'd taken off, the captain turned and he said, you've been summoned to Windsor Castle for dinner this evening. Dick said, oh my God, I've got no clothes. They said, Her Majesty said, you are being diverted to Heathrow. And we got out, went to the castle, and they stood at the door, and she said, come in, my warriors. And we had a fabulous night. I mean, I think I drank too much.
And as they come to the 2 furlong marker, it's Brooke and my friend Paul and Royal Prerogative. Just in behind them, Gloss still going well. Then comes Confusion towards the outside. But it's my friend Paul. Willie Carson now has gone on from Royal Prerogative, but Royal Prerogative with a double handful, Mike Gorham coming to challenge him and take it up now. And it's now Royal Prerogative being pressed by Confusion towards the outside. It's Royal Prerogative and Confusion, and Gloss coming there on the near side, and Confusion has taken it up now from Royal Prerogative. And as they race into the final 25 yards, it's Royal Prerogative and Confusion, and Gloss coming right there on the inside. It looks as though Gloss could get up, but at the line, it's Confusion and Gloss. Confusion and Gloss in a photo finish from Royal Prerogative.
An angry gesture from Pat Edery to the other 2 jockeys pulling up. You can see there competitive racing, but as they go towards the line, you can see Royal Prerogative, in fact, is the meat in the sandwich. Gloss on the rails trying to get up. Greville Starkey, in fact, on Confusion, just running in a little bit to his left. the result. The first 3 disqualified.
They've got under 3 furlongs to run now in the Gold Cup, and it's Firebug from La Salle, last year's winner, then Ragstone, Ron Hutchinson, then Freddie Head on OT, and they're well into the straight now. And it's
I waited until the last sort of furlong, and I went to the front and got there. I was getting a bit tired on near the line, and I could hear the other Proverb, I think was a horse that ran second. I could hear him coming, but we just lasted long enough, and it was a great relief and a thrill to go past the winning post.
Ragstone now going ahead, and Ragstone races ahead of La Salle, and it's Ragstone with Proverb coming to challenge on the near side, but Ragstone's going to win it for England at the line. Ragstone is the winner.
A lot of excitement, very, very much so. I can remember the Duchess coming down. She was so excited that she left the stands and came down and met me in the middle of the track to come in with the horse, and we were all very excited. It was a really exciting day, and we got back into the winners' enclosure, and I can still see the Duke of Norfolk there with the Queen and all that sort of thing, and yeah, he wasn't well at that particular time. He was on a walking stick. If I remember, he had a walking stick. Anyway, it was great to see him there and enjoy it all, you know. And for him, I think it was like a dream come true for him as well. Yeah, it was great.
Ragstone the winner, so the Duke of Norfolk with his first ever runner in the Ascot Gold Cup. The Duke of Norfolk, the long-time representative of Her Majesty here at Ascot, wins the Gold Cup with his first runner and the richest Gold Cup ever run, 19,400.
Shop in Newcastle, owned by a local bakery, where they buy misshapes and unsold goods taken from the firm's 49 other shops the night before. Queues of up to 50 people wait as much as 2 hours in all weathers to get their supplies. The shop stops wastage because the food would go to pig farms if it wasn't sold, say the owners. They refuse to sell the seconds in bulk to hotels and restaurants on moral grounds.
Is it, in fact, second-rate food?
1 day old, and otherwise it can be fresh from the bakery, what they call substandard, maybe underweight or too well done, maybe underdone.
How big a demand is there for it?
A huge demand.
I mean, how far do people come and how early do they start queuing up?
Well, they come from the coast, Wide Open, West Denton, Watergate, Wallsend, you name it. We know some of it gets delivered to Hexham.
And what time in the morning do people start queuing up?
Well, mostly from 7:30. We have a couple of old ladies and gentlemen queue from 7 at weekends.
How early in the morning do you get up to come here?
Oh, about 6:30.
6:30?
Yes.
Why is it worth it for you?
Well, because you get things half price, don't you?
Does that save you a lot of money on the housekeeping?
Well, it does. I'm a pensioner, you know.
Do you just buy for yourself or you're buying for other people in the street?
Well, if there's any old person that I can help, I do.
Buy pies here and cakes and scones, my bread.
Does it save you very much money out of your budget?
Yes, I must save at least 10 bob a week anyway, you know, 50 pence a week.
Gets pretty crowded, doesn't it? I mean, how early do you have to be up to get to the top of the queue?
Oh, well, I come 9:15. It's just, I was about 9:30 when I come, like, you know. I never, you know, sometimes I look out the door and I can see the van, so I caught on sharp and come up there, you see. But I've been beat. There's a bit of a queue then. If I'm too late, there's no pies left. All the pies have gone, you see.
The only thing that would bother me, I think, would be the idea that you're perhaps buying second-hand stuff.
Well, but it's not old. It's only probably misshapen. It's quite fresh. Nothing to worry about.
Do you feel you're getting a bargain when you come?
Oh, definitely. Definitely.
The shop is always sold out by midday. And in the 3 years since the shop opened, there hasn't been a single complaint about freshness or quality.
At the start of her 4-year-old career, Dahlia ran disappointingly, but she showed she had lost none of her ability when winning the Grand Prix de Saint-Cloud in early July, just 20 days before the King George. Ridden by Lester Piggott, she was a warm order to become the first horse to win a second King George. The field of 9 included the 1,000 guineas and Prix de Diane winner Highclere and Snow Knight, the surprise winner of the Epsom Derby. Dahlia's trainer, Maurice Silbert, also ran a pacemaker, so that Leicester could settle Dahlia in the early stages.
Boy is in third, Dahlia cruising now in fourth. 5 is Connor Pass, 6 is Freefoot, and 7 is Highclere. Behind Highclere is also Maggiore, then Dancaro was one from last, and Card King's last, and they're swinging round into the straight now. And as they do so, it's Hippodamia being pressed by Snow Knight. Behind Snow Knight is Boy. Then comes Dahlia, then Highclere unleashing a run towards the stand side. They're coming to the 2 furlong marker, and Snow Knight has hit the front from Boy, but Dahlia is cruising on the stand side, and it's Snow Knight from Boy and Dahlia, and Highclere trying to get on terms with them, and Dancaro coming there strongly too, but it's Dahlia who's hit the front again. The 1973 winner's going to win it in 1974. It's Dahlia going clear again, being pressed by Highclere for the Queen. Then comes Dancaro and Boy, but racing up towards the line. Dahlia has it well thrown up from Highclere second, and at the line, Dahlia is the winner, Highclere is second. Lester Piggott returning to a great reception after a really clear-cut triumph by this remarkable filly, and Her Majesty, wherein the runner-up Highclere presents the great trophy to Nelson Bunker Hunt, the owner of Dahlia.
This is a piece of wood.
Well, I can see that, Mr. Rigsby. Stop wafting it around. You'll start a fire.
I'll start a fire, all right, Miss Jones. Haven't you noticed anything yet?
Yes, the most appalling smell.
This isn't ordinary wood, you know, it's special. Yeah, breathe in. Go on, see what happens.
I don't know what you've got in mind, Mr. Rigsby, but nothing's going to happen.
Give way to me, Jones. Don't float it. Give way to it. Give way to it.
I had no intention of giving way to it. Please extinguish your stick.
I'm sorry, but this is one fire you can't quench, Miss Jones.
What do you say about that?
What happened? What happened? Nothing. Nothing happened. It's a washout. Bloody washout. What was? You mind your own business.
Coming to the 3 furlong pole, and it's Ace of Aces for France. From Coup de Feu, this game horse, Czar, 4th in the Derby last year, is on the rails and coming strongly. Giacometti is continuing his run, and here comes Lester Piggott on the Irishman, Hail the Pirates. A quarter of a mile to go, and Coup de Feu now gets his head in front. It's Coup de Feu in the lead in the eclipse. Czar is going after him in second. Giacometti comes under pressure. I don't think he's going to win. Coming towards the distance, and it's Coup de Feu from Czar. Czar's the danger now. It's Coup de Feu going on by 2 lengths from Czar. Mount Hagen is making late progress, but he's left it far too late into the final half furlong, and it's Coup de Feu and Pat Edry. What a turn-up this is going to be. They surely can't catch him now. Coup de Feu is going to win the eclipse, and coming to the line, it's Coup de Feu, the easy winner. Czar is second.
My brother, Fredo, you don't have to apologize to me.
I can wear the drapes open.
I'm in Roth. They try to have me killed.
Mikey, I was mad at you.
Johnny Alder told me about this place. He brought me here. I didn't believe it, but seeing is believing, huh? Old man Roth had never come here, but old Johnny knows these places like the back of his hand.
I know it was you, Fredo. You broke my heart. You broke my heart. You're nothing to me now. You understand? I don't want anything to happen to him while my mother's alive.
Holy Mary, Mother of God.
Averoff in the lead now from on the far side Mount Hagen, then Gloss, and Ace of Aces trying to come in between the two, and it's Averoff in the lead with Habat coming with a good challenge on the stand side. Ace of Aces quickening in the centre, and it's Ace of Aces now has gone to the front. Ace of Aces going to the front now as they storm up towards the line. It's Ace of Aces from Habat and Mount Hagen are coming to the line. Ace of Aces is the winner. Habat is second and Mount Hagen third, and 4 Averoff and 5 Gloss and 6 Pitcairn and 7 Allmans with 8 Midsummer Star. 9 is Talk of the Town, and 10 and last is Patocracy, and so the result of the Sussex Stakes Stakes, his first #1 Ace of Aces, owned by Mr. Nelson Bunker Hunt, trained by Maurice Zilbert at Chantilly, and ridden by Jimmy...
Sideboard, by the time I count 3, I'll sling you off. Try it. Will you get out the way? Come on. 1, 2.
Now, come on, look, Hilda, we'll have no violence.
She's only bluffing, Jerry. She could no more throw me off here than fly. We'll see if I'm bluffing
Look,
or
I
not.
said that's enough of that, Hilda.
But don't just flaming stand there. You push her off. Go on.
Well, no, got to stand.
Not so much a push as a shove and an heave, like.
You
know.
do, Jerry Booth. Go on, Stan. You've got every right. It is our property. It is not your property. Oh, yes, it is. I paid for it. $2.50 to Betty Turpin. She says not. Well, she's a liar, then. It's you's the liar.
Will you ladies go and quarrel somewhere else? I'm trying to get some sleep up here.
Belt up, you Welsh rabbit.
Oh, charming.
Now, for the last time, get off my sideboard. My sideboard? Right, Stanley, go and ring the police. It's the only way.
Police? That's a bit steep, isn't it?
Well, I'll go then.
Now, look, hang on a minute, Hilda. Let's discuss this in a sensible matter. Now, look, as far as I see it, you reckon that Mrs. Turpin sold you sideboard?
Yeah, for $2.50. Rubbish.
Here, here. What do you know about it?
Nothing.
Well, you can keep your gob shut and all, then.
You know, that's why I come to live round here. I knew I could bank on a very high standard of repartee.
Look, but are you saying, then, that Mrs. Turpin sold it you?
Not exactly. There you are. But what I do know is that she never sold it to her.
Yeah, well, look, isn't the simplest thing to see Mrs. Turpin? She would seem to be the arbiter in this matter.
The what?
The arbiter, the judge, referee.
Oh, yeah.
You never was able to talk the Queen's English, was you, Hilda?
No, she just shouts it, top of her flaming voice. She was an her head siren it war. Right, Bet Lynch, that does it. Come on, me.
Come on, Hilda, go for the jugular.
Look, if you don't say it,
throw back in the water.
I've had enough. I have really had enough. I mean, two grown women acting like a couple of alley cats over a bit of cheap furniture. Now, come on, look, we'll go and see Mrs. Turpin and get this sorted out in a civilised
No, I reckon they should fight for it. 3 rounds with handbags.
You shut up, Langton. Right.
Right.
Come on.
I don't mind. I know I'm in the right. Who's going to look after it sideboard?
I will.
Not on your Nelly. Langton?
Yeah?
You watch Oggy don't whip it inside as soon as my back's turned. Come on, bitch. Right. Listen, we're going to get this sorted out.
All right, come on, you lot. The show's over. Brush off. Hey.
Yeah, let's go get
Slip us a quid and I'll wander off.
I haven't got any money.
Now it's Imperial Prince, who's now just in the lead from Hippodameia. Little to choose between those two. Then comes High Clear Snow Knight on the outside, Tsar, and Dahlia trying to get an opening, and 2.5 furlongs still to run. And it's Jeff Lewis on Imperial Prince, who now takes off from Hippodamia's on the far side. Then on the near side is Snow Knight. Then make a run, then is Dahlia, and so they pass a 2 furlong from Home Market. And it's Imperial Prince, and here comes left run Dahlia. Dahlia comes right through in a few strides to hit the front, and so they're just over a furlong out, and it's Dahlia now in the lead from Imperial Prince on the far side. Snow Knight, then comes Sarge Jimson and Two Jaw Prey, but it's Dahlia all the way through the last furlong on the Belle of France in the lead, but Imperial Prince is trying hard to get back on terms as they run up towards the line. It's Leicester on Dahlia, a very comfortable victory over Imperial Prince, Snow Knight, Jimson, Two Jaw Prey, then comes High Clear.
Fletcher, what are you doing, live?
I've just brought the spuds, Mr. Mackay.
Where are you going, Fletcher?
Pigs will.
What?
Just going to give the pigs their swill, Mr. Mackay. Little fellas need their swill this time of day.
All right, just a minute.
I swept all this, Mr. Mackay.
Come here.
Oh, come here. I'm sorry, I thought you meant that.
I'm told that your chickens are on short time. I'm told that since you arrived on the farm, egg production has fallen drastically.
Well, it's not my fault, Mr. Mackay. Perhaps the hens are in a foul mood.
Just don't you come up with me, Fletcher. What have you got here?
Crown jewels. Chicken meal, Mr. Mackay.
Empty it. Ives, stand still.
Empty it?
Empty it.
Oh, it'll make a terrible mess, Mr. Mackay.
Got that? Don't move. Empty it. All right, Fletcher, just don't let me catch you thieving, that's all.
I won't.
You want what?
I won't let you catch me, Mr. Mackay.
In the 1978 Jockey Club Gold Cup, Exceller was moving toward making his sire the only horse to ever sire 2 earners of over $1.5 million. Vaguely Noble's other tremendous earner was another international star, Dahlia. Here she is against the Colts in the important Man of War Stakes in 1974.
Along the inside, Captain CJ is now third, Red Top between horses fourth. A gap of 3 lengths. And on the inside, that's Everton. As the field moves around the clubhouse turn, John Drew has the lead by a length and a half. Anono on the outside, second and a half. Along the rail, that's Captain CJ third by 3 parts of a length. Red Top is fourth by 1. Key to the Kingdom is fifth by 3. Everton races 6th. Dahlia on the outside is now 7th. Gap of a length and a half. Crafty Kale is 8th ahead. London Company is 9th. Our Tom Can between horses 10th. Golden Dawn on the outside is 11th. Astray races 12th, and Magazine is 13th. Down the backstretch, John Drew has the lead by a head. Anono challenges. Red Top on the outside, a closer third. Captain CJ is fourth by 3. Then Key to the Kingdom is next. Dahlia on the outside is 6th at this point, followed by London Company 7th. Golden Dawn between horses now 8th, and Astray on the outside 9th as they continue down the backstretch. John Drew leads by half length. Anono on the outside is second by 2. Art Tom Can, Red Top is next on the inside. Captain CJ around the far turn they go. John Drew continues to show the way by a head. Anono on the outside challenges, with Red Top racing third. On the outside, there goes London Company moving with a rush. Followed by Astray, also gaining ground. Dahlia between horses and Captain CJ as they turn for home. That's London Company on the outside. Along the inside, John Drew. And between them, here comes Dahlia with a rush. Dahlia gets the lead now, quickly by a length. On the outside, London Company is second. Far outside, Golden Dawn gaining ground third. Through the stretch, Dahlia in front by 2.5. With London Company, and on the outside, Golden Dawn, it's Dahlia in front.
Then, of course, we thrashed you in the World Cup 4-2 at Wembley. You were born then, I suppose.
Yes, I was. Yes, but they did knock us out the next time.
Oh, well, they probably didn't mean to do it, dear.
Of course they did. Mind you, if we met you in this World Cup...
If you had let us crush Poland in 1939, you might have met us in this World Cup. Sieg Heil! What? Well, that's how he expects all crowds to behave, isn't it? He's been niggling away all night.
Oh, Captain, no need to be like that. I mean, I've got nothing against you Germans myself. I mean, you take Hitler. Well, he had some good points, didn't he?
Yes. He made all the trains run on time.
Yeah, then he built your Autobahn.
Yeah, and they had nice uniforms.
Right, and he nearly put the Ruskies in their place.
Yeah, and you're nothing but a bloody fascist.
Yeah.
What about a nice little toast? Happy wedding anniversary.
Oh, yes, and coupled with the fact that of France passing his exams, may I be the first to call you Dr. Wasserman.
Dr.
Cheers, Dr. Wasserman.
Happy wedding
Happy
anniversary.
anniversary to you.
Congratulations.
Cheers.
Well, I didn't come here to be insulted by the Doctor? Did you say Dr. Wasserman? I've never met a doctor privately. I mean, you know, socially, so to speak. Free.
George!
I've got this bad back, you see, Doctor. Now, my GP says there's nothing wrong with me, but he's getting on a bit.
Look, Mr. Roper, Franz isn't that...
No, I don't mind. Something should be done about him. Perhaps you care to lie on the couch?
Oh, certainly.
Josephine, could you get some boiling hot water and some cold, wet towels? Freezing cold. Yes, and some castor oil. And a large funnel. Maybe a small hammer. Little plaster of Paris.
Do you think we ought to mention that Franz is a doctor of philosophy?
No. Say nothing.
Do you think this is going to do any good?
We will ask the questions.
Final
2 furlongs. It's just Whippet Quick from Bold Pirate, with Green Belt finishing fast on the outside. Anne's Pretender is coming strongly. Grundy, the favourite, is beginning a fast-looking run too. And on the extreme outside is High Season, who was last early on, below the distance. And it's Whippet Quick from Bold Pirate and Grundy. Grundy, the favourite now, strikes the front and is going the better of the 3 leaders, coming up towards the final 150 yards. And it's Grundy, the favourite, who's going to maintain his unbeaten record, I'm sure. Whippet Quick is fighting back, but at the line is Grundy, the winner of the championship. So it's Rebo Sun 1, Bastino 2, the 2 stable companions. In 3rd place is Clay. Now Lester Piggott is getting Giacometti much closer as they start to make the turn for home. They're inside the last 5 furlongs, and it's still Rebo Sun in that distinguishing red cap from the favourite Bastino in 2nd. After these 2, Clay hanging on to 3rd, then comes Straight as a Die, Crash Course making ground, Giacometti making a run towards the outside. Noblero is now last of all. Abide With Me is some way off the leaders, 3.5 furlongs to go, and Bastino now moves up sides his stable companion and pacemaker Rebo Sun, and it's Bastino now who bursts into the lead. Joe Mercer getting first run on the rest, but watch Lester Piggott now coming in 3rd on Giacometti. 2 furlongs, a little more to go, and it's Bastino now being pressed by Giacometti. It's these 2, Imperial Princes 4th at the moment, coming to the last furlong and a half, and it's Bastino from Giacometti. These 2 from Rebo Sun in 3rd, Imperial Princes 4th, and he's not going to win. Coming to the last furlong, and it's between Bastino and Giacometti at the moment. It's Bastino all the way, but Giacometti getting closer, well inside the final half furlong, and the favourite's going to win it all right. It's a bloodless victory for him in the end. It's Bastino by 3 or 4 lengths, 4 in fact, and at the line Bastino wins the St. Ledger. Giacometti is 2nd, Rebo Sun did his job awfully well as pacemaker. He's 3rd, Imperial Prince is 4th.
They've got a furlong to run now, and it's Ali France from Contest de Loire. Contest de Loire putting in a great challenge towards the near side. It's Ali France and Contest de Loire. Ali France just in the lead from Contest de Loire. They're right in touch, but they come now past a 2 furlong from home mark, and it's Grundy from Steelheart on the far side, Border on the near side, and it's Grundy and Pat Edry now picks up the whip, but he's running on well, and it's Grundy in the lead from Steelheart on the far side. Boulder then comes top level and running now towards the last furlong. It's Grundy from Steelheart. That's a 1-2. They're chased down by Boulder, and they've got about 150 yards to go, and it's Grundy really confirm his superiority. They come out towards the line. Grundy's going to win this one very, very easily.
1974 Commonwealth Games at Christchurch, where both he and race winner Filbert Bailly broke the world record for the 1500 metres.
So they come to the bell now in the metric mile. The tiny Tanzanian in front. Then Gypjo, free and easy 2nd. The Black Shadows of Rod Dixon and Walker go through now, 2nd and 3rd. The little Australian Crouches next. 200 metres left in this devastating race. It's Bailly first for Tanzania. Gypjo closing with every stride and chasing his 3rd goal. And the untapped talent of Walker now coming through with Dixon. The Black Shadows together. Gypjo is beaten, and will they get Bailly? 80 metres left. And it's Walker chasing Bailly, but Bailly won't be caught. Bailly's going to win it. And it looks as if it's very close to the world record. Bailly wins. Walker next, Gypjo next, Dixon next. And the world record has been taken apart.
The following year, Bailly was to run a new world record of 3 minutes 51 seconds in Kingston, Jamaica.
Giacometti and Pitcairn now who go on, and it's Lester Piggott on Giacometti on the far side in the lead from Pitcairn on the near side. They're making ground just in behind them comes Northern Gem, but they have just under a furlong to go, and it's Giacometti and Lester Piggott in the lead from Pitcairn on the near side. Northern Gem in 3rd place, so 1, 2, 3 for England as they come now through the closing stages. It's Lester Piggott absolutely pushing out Giacometti, and what compensation for this one, because Giacometti's going to win the champion as they come out towards the line. Giacometti is the winner from Northern Gem.
I brought along my son Jonathan, who in the year 2001 will be the same age as I am now. Maybe he will be better adjusted to this kind of world that you're trying to portray.
The big difference when he grows up, in fact, if we wanted to wait to the year 2001, is that he will have in his own house, not a computer as big as this, but at least a console through which he can talk to his friendly local computer and get all the information he needs for his everyday life, like his bank statements, his theatre reservations, all the information you need in the course of living in a complex modern society. This will be in a compact form in his own house. He'll have a television screen like these here and a keyboard, and he'll talk to the computer, get information from it, and he'll take it as much for granted as we take the telephone.
I wonder though, what sort of a life would it be like in social terms? I mean, if our whole life is built around the computer, do we become a computer-dependent society and computer-independent individuals?
In some ways, but they will also enrich our society because it'll make it possible for us to live really anywhere we like. Any businessman, any executive could live almost anywhere on earth and still do his business through a device like this. And this is a wonderful thing. It means we wanted to be stuck in cities, we better live out in the country or wherever we please, and still carry on complete interaction with human beings as well as with other computers.
White Blaze, Tingle Creek and David Mould who lead from Pendle in second, coming to the third last, and there we are, Tingle Creek up and over from Pendle in second. In third place after these comes Amarin. Dulwich is forward, as Balderson definitely right out of the hunt now, coming to the final two fences in this pattern chase, with Tingle Creek rising just first from Pendle, who is closing all the time. It's going to be a real cracking finish between these two, because Pendle is fit. He's been out. He was out only a week ago, and Richard switched him over onto the inside to come to the final fence, and they jump it together. Tingle Creek and Pendle, nothing between the two. Amarin was over third, Dulwich fourth, and now Pendle is showing his class. It's Pendle sprinting on and just going clear of Tingle Creek, but it's a great race to the post, but Pendle's going to win it. At the line, Pendle is the winner, Tingle Creek is second. Dulwich in the end just catches Amarin, so it's Dulwich third, Amarin fourth, and these four well clear of Balderson, who bravely took on Tingle Creek in the early stages.
Howdy and welcome to that good old Nashville music. We're awful glad to be with you this week. We have Stonewall Jackson and a great show lined up for you. One of the prettiest, singingest, songwritingest little blondes in country music coming up right now. Spec Rhodes is here, and a lot of good things to happen. But right now, let's welcome a gal that had a #1 song a while back called Jolene. Yes, Dolly Parton.
Spring, your voice is soft like summer rain, and I cannot compete with you, Jolene. He talks about you in his sleep, and there's nothing I can do to keep from crying when he calls your name, Jolene. When I can easily understand how you could easily take my man, but you don't know what he means to me, Jolene.
And coming up towards the second last hurdle, Ativo from Comedy of Errors and Lanzarote, and Duc d'Orléans drops back into fourth place now as they come to the second last in the Cheltenham Trial hurdle. Ativo from Comedy of Errors and Lanzarote, and very close to the three now. Ativo from Comedy of Errors. Comedy of Errors coming there on the inside of Ativo. Lanzarote just poised in behind him, and now Comedy of Errors taking it up from Lanzarote and Ativo as they come to the final hurdle. And it's the 1973 champion, Comedy of Errors, from Lanzarote coming to challenge him, and then Ativo in third as they come to the final hurdle. Comedy of Errors from Lanzarote. Comedy of Errors jumps in the lead from Lanzarote, Ativo third, then Duc d'Orléans back in fourth place, and coming up towards the line, it's Comedy of Errors from Lanzarote. Comedy of Errors going to avenge that defeat this year. Comedy of Errors striding away from Lanzarote, going to beat him comfortably, and at the line, Comedy of Errors is the winner of the Cheltenham Trial. Second is Lanzarote, just coming up to the line now in third.
This is Sven Olaf Waldorf, who's really entered into the spirit of it all, dressed as Napoleon, waiting for Waterloo by ABBA for Sweden. Watch this one.
The history book on the shelf is almost repeating itself. Waterloo, I was defeated, you won the war. Waterloo, promise to love you forevermore. Waterloo, couldn't escape if I wanted to. Waterloo, knowing my fate is to be with you. Waterloo, finally facing my Waterloo. My mind, I tried to hold you back, but you were stronger. Oh yeah, and now it seems my only chance is giving up the fight. And how could I ever refuse? I feel like I win when I lose. Waterloo, I was defeated, you won the war. Waterloo, promise to love you forevermore. Waterloo, couldn't escape if I wanted to. Waterloo, knowing my fate is to be with you. Waterloo, finally facing my Waterloo. So how could I ever refuse? I feel like I win when I lose. Waterloo, couldn't escape if I wanted to. Waterloo, knowing my fate is to be with you. Waterloo, finally facing my Waterloo. Waterloo, knowing my fate is to be with you. Waterloo, finally facing my Waterloo.
How about that for an on-stage performance? Sweden, they've never won it, but they've surely got to be up amongst the reckoning with that one. It's certainly gone down well here inside the Dome in Brighton.